Today, we are diving into something that's, well, literally a matter of life and death: how you fight a disease outbreak. We're going to do that by building the ultimate tool for a public health crisis: a decision support dashboard for dengue. So, I want you to put yourself in the hot seat. Imagine you're in charge, right? In the middle of a disease outbreak. Everything is chaotic. The pressure is on. How do you make that critical call, the one that could save thousands of lives? Because what you're really facing is a tsunami of data. Case numbers are flying in. Locations are lighting up on a map. Stats are updating every single minute. It's an information overload. And time is the one thing you absolutely do not have. Now here's the key. The solution isn't just more data. Piling on more numbers just adds to the confusion. The solution is clarity. And that is exactly what a good decision support dashboard is for. It's designed to cut right through all that noise. You know, the best way I've heard this described is to think of it like the cockpit of an airplane. For a public health official, this dashboard is their cockpit. All the critical instruments you need, your speed, your altitude, your direction, they're all right there on one screen, giving you the power to navigate the storm. So, how do we build this cockpit? Well, like any strong structure, it starts with the foundation. And in this case, the foundation is all about defining what actually matters. We have to pick the handful of metrics that give us the clearest picture. In the data world, we call these KPIs, or Key Performance Indicators. And don't let the jargon scare you. A key performance indicator is really simple. It's just a number you can measure that tells you if you're on track to hit your main goal. For us, the goal is simple: stop dengue, save lives. These KPIs are the numbers that tell us if we're actually doing it. And honestly, getting this part right is everything. These KPIs are the anchor for the entire dashboard. They're not just numbers, they're the vital signs of the outbreak. Think of it like a doctor checking a patient. You need to know the heart rate, the blood pressure, the vitals. Choosing the right ones is the difference between a useful tool and just, digital clutter. So what do these vital signs actually look like? Well, first, you have total cases. This just answers the basic question: how big is this thing? Then, the case fatality rate. This tells you how deadly this particular outbreak is. Trend direction might be the most important one. Is it getting better or worse? Are we winning? Top affected districts tells you where to send help right now. And the vulnerability index, that's like our crystal ball. It shows us where the next fire might start. Each one answers a critical question for a decision maker. Okay, so we've got our vital signs, but a list of numbers is still just a list. Now we need the blueprint. We have to arrange these numbers on the screen so they make sense in an instant. It's time to visualize the battlefield. And you know what? There's a beautifully simple, incredibly effective way to do this. It's called the 3-panel layout. First, you get your at-a-glance vitals, the big numbers, right at the top. Second, you get the big picture, a chart showing you the trend over time. And third, the ground view, a map showing you exactly where the hot spots are. Simple, logical, and so powerful. Let's break that down a bit. Panel 1, your key KPIs. This is your mission controls summary. These are the huge, bold numbers: total cases, fatality rate, the stuff you need to see the second you look at the screen. It's your immediate top-level status update. No digging required. Then, your eyes move to panel 2, the trend chart. Now, this is where the data starts telling a story. You can see it right here, right? Week 1, 150 cases. Then, boom, it spikes to 220 in week 2. That's bad. But wait, look at week 3. It's dipped a little to 205. Maybe, just maybe, what we're doing is starting to work. This one chart answers that huge question: are things getting better or worse? And finally, panel 3, the hotspot map. This is where strategy gets real. We're not in a spreadsheet anymore. This map tells you, with simple colors, which districts are burning red. It's not just information, it's a target list. It's telling you exactly where to deploy your teams right now. Okay, so we've got the right metrics. We've got a clear layout. We're done, right? Nope, not even close. Because the dashboard that only shows you the problem has only done half its job. The final, and I mean most critical piece, is the playbook, turning all this data into actual decisive action. Because look, a good dashboard shows you what's happening. A great dashboard, a truly brilliant one, it tells you what to do about it. It closes that gap between seeing something and acting on it. And this slide right here shows you the difference perfectly. On the left, you just have data. The trend is increasing. Okay, so what? What am I supposed to do with that? But look at the right. That is actionable guidance. It's a clear rule. If the trend goes up by more than 15% for 2 weeks straight, then you activate the surge response protocols. See the power in that? It removes all the guesswork when you're under pressure.
Here's another fantastic example. The guidance here is to keep a close eye on that case fatality rate in the most vulnerable areas. If it starts to tick upward, that's not just a data point. It's an automatic signal to send in clinical support teams. It's not just data, it's a command. It's a preloaded decision.
And that is the whole journey. You identify the right vital signs, the KPIs. You organize them into a clear story, the visual layout. And then you embed the playbook, the actionable guidance. That is how you transform that overwhelming flood of data into clear, decisive, life-saving action. And that really brings us to a final, bigger thought. If we can build a command center like this to fight a disease, just think about what other huge, messy challenges we could solve. In business, climate change, education, you name it. What other big problems are just waiting for the right data, visualized for action? It really makes you wonder, what cockpit do we need to build next?